Today, not only are we going to be doing an oil change and putting in a new oil filter, but we're also going to change the filter cap. This is the one for the Camry. When I take the filter and place it onto the tube, you can see it's quite a bit shorter. It doesn't quite get there. We're going to take this tube out and replace the tube with the one from the 4Runner and this cap with the one from the 4Runner, so that this will be exactly like the plastic one that is on the 4Runner right now, just, you know, not plastic. Also, I want to give credit where credit's due. I did not come up with this idea, someone else did, but the video that I found for it was High Sierra Overland's YouTube video. All right, while the oil's draining out, gonna get our Allen set, take this panel off so we can get to our oil filter housing. With the Fumoto valve, I literally have closed up the valve and have had no mess, including on my hands. As you can see, you got full access to the filter housing cap once you take this plate off of the LFD skids. This is actually seized on here, so I need to remove this, which is going to be a bloody mess, to get this off of here to put it onto the new cap. I'm actually going to go ahead and use a pipe wrench around the outside part, try to see if I can't get this thing to come off. That needs to stay in place, unlike it just did. Haha! I got it. Ladies and gentlemen, that hunk of junk has been stuck on my vehicle for the past 20,000 miles. We're going to be able to use this to drain the filter housing. You want to unscrew this. See this piece right here is going to push up on that housing. So you want to unscrew this until this is flat. Now we're going to screw this in the place of where that cap came off. All this is going to be done by hand because you really don't want to strip anything out. I'm going to make sure that that's got a decent seal to it. I'm going to go ahead and screw this up, and what it'll do is it'll start draining the oil out of that cap, out of that filter housing, I mean. Now that we don't have any oil coming out of this, I'm going to go ahead and back off the set screw part of it, and I'm going to back off the entirety of the drain tube. Okay, I'm going to reopen this back up so that it has air flowing through it, and it'll allow the rest of this to drain out. And this is the correct wrench for getting the filter housing off. You want to make sure that these three tabs are lined up correctly on the housing. Alright, there's our old plastic housing and our old filter. And there's the tube that we need. So let's go ahead and get that tube out and put it onto our metal housing so we can get rid of this junk. You see the tab there moving? We're gonna bend that tab in towards the tube. Doesn't take much force because these things are really soft metal. bend them up as flat as possible without shooting it off. What we have now is the spring, the tube, and the plate. Keep this one from flying everywhere. That fitting needs to stay in there. You see the same fitting on here. We're gonna put this piece, like the cup piece, up like that. We're gonna grab our new spring, place it up there on top, and then we're going to put our larger tube on this. So I'm going to make sure that everything sits correctly on there. We're going to go from the counterclockwise position in. So now those tabs need to be bent down. Now that we've got those tabs in place correctly, this centerpiece won't come out. I'm going to put the filter assembly in it, and then of course this will go on the bottom here once we get the new gaskets put in place. What I like to do is I like to take a little bit of oil from the old filter housing, put it on it, just to help create a really good seal. And then we'll go ahead and screw this on. So now this other gasket is going to come down, and it's going to go in this groove. It's not going to go all the way down. Take some of the oil from the old filter and just put it on here. And now this filter assembly is ready to go into the truck. Toyota OEM metal filter housing. This one doesn't even say Toyota on it. It's just this plastic piece of junk. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a metal housing on Toyota 4Runner.